Yeah, there's supposed to be a picture here, but YouTube apparently is broken tonight. But we're going to try and have a show anyhow. Woohoo!
The fucking show you are about to watch contains some fucking graphic adult content that a lot of you pussies will get offended by. The show is intended for adults with a fucking sense of humor. They like to say words like shit, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, ass, twat, balls, dick, prick, and butthole. So if that offends you, just leave now and fuck off. If the scenes and pictures that we talk about are offensive to you, eat a dick. We didn't make the movie. We are reviewing it. Calm the fuck down, frog tips. Now that you have properly fucking warned, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and enjoy the show. Fuck!
Taking some heat recently of our introduction to the explicit content on our show, and to that I have to say, well, fuck it.
Bigfoot, undisputedly the world's most entertaining cryptid. Join the Reverend Jeff Kelly and your old pal Wes as they discuss the best and worst the media has to offer. Movies, books, TV shows, commercials, all on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, that's right, ladies. I know you want to shake it. I know you want to touch it. The first stroke is free. Mustache rides are expensive. That's right. We are here, host of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. And I'm your host, Reverend Jeff. Of course, it usually says that down here at the bottom, but like I said, YouTube busted. So we're going to have a show anyhow. With me, as usual, is Sir Wesley Lawrence. Of Lounge. Yeah, sir. God bless it. I was going to call you Larry. Just Wes Losner of WesLosner.com. I don't know where the freak my head is tonight, but we're watching evidence.
You know what? This is like the third time. I don't know, but
Sir Lawrence of Arabia is what I wanted to call you.
It's like, it's crazy. You've known me for how long?
Years now. Years and years now. I mean, I was going to call you Sir Lawrence of Arabia, but that's not who you are. You are Sir Wes of Lounge is who you are. And yeah, we checked out
You're
2012.
Seeing it here right now on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. Jeff is losing his mind.
I'm gonna, dementia is coming. I have, in fact, drank a lot of stuff from aluminum throughout the years, and I'm wondering whether that's the case. Okay, evidence 2012. Ryan is making a documentary on his friend Brett about camping for the first time. However, once they begin camping, they discover that there's a mysterious figure that is hunting them. Boy, there's a whole lot more that they discover than that. That's kind of a shitty introduction. They should just put this like, you want to have your mind fucked? Watch this movie. And I'm in. I mean, really. I mean, if you want to have your mind fucked, watch this movie. That would have been a better, shorter description of it. Like I said, it came out in 2012. A cast overview. Ryan McCoy played Ryan. Brett Rosenberg played Brett. Imagine that. Ashley Bracken played Ashley. Toby Bryant played Abby's brother, so he didn't really have a character name. He should just douche on the couch playing video games. Abigail Ritchie played Abby. Imagine that. Brander Ritchie played other douche on the couch, tattooed man. Keith Lewis played Lone Wolf. Zach Fahey played Man in a Hospital Gown. Andrew Venahorst played Man on Stairs. Blaine Gray played Rogue Wolf. Corey Noble played Missing Arm Man. Risdom Roberts played Secretary. Julie Gibbons played Pregnant Woman. Owen Sanders played Additional Cast. And Daniel Wall played additional cast, additional voices. And now the reason that I took the time to go ahead and read to you all the cast members that IMDb had read, because if you actually watched the credits, they were so shittily done you couldn't read any of their names. So I figured I'd give them a little bit of credit because I enjoyed the movie. Anyhow, let's get it over to Wes and get this mess started.
Woohoo! So it starts out with a city skyline, right? And you find out it's a found footage kind of film. So, you know, you're going to get that first person kind of feel and everything to it. And for like 2 seconds, you see a dead rat right in the very beginning, and it was like zoomed through. I don't know if anybody caught that. It was pretty funny to me, though. I don't know why I laughed at that. I'm weird. Anyways, so they cut this next scene. Dudes are getting ready for like a trip. You know, you are seeing these. One of the guys is videotaping it and everything, and you're learning that this guy's shooting. You know, like some kind of fucking movie. Like it's not just, hey, we're fucking partying with a camera. But so they're driving, and like they're driving through the city, and they have that scene where that like fucking like half naked dude's dancing on the corner, holding the sign.
Yeah, that's an average day here in Sacramento. I can go right over here in Del Paso Heights, a couple of streets, see a whole house of crazy fuckers dancing in the yard like that. Not a whole lot of difference out here.
Yeah, so then they get to this house, and dude goes up. He's looking for a chick, and you see it's little blondie who runs up and grabs her butt. And like within like
it was 30
minutes of this movie.
Yeah, 3 minutes 20 seconds.
Like,
there was boobage. Woohoo!
Yeah, she just starts flashing. So then right after that, that scene that, you know, like it drags out a bit.
Douche on a couch.
Yeah. So then they are driving to some dude's house, and they like pick up keys to an RV or some shit. So they go to the RV.
Wait, you can't skip over that. The question was, why does this guy have an RV? It's a really nice house, and he's got an RV too. Yeah, he makes a shitload of money. What do they do in the RV, Wes?
Film porn.
They make porn. That's right. They film porn. That's kind of important of a note that we need to make sure that people know. These kids are leaving on a camping weekend with their girlfriends in
a RV.
Porto RV. And dude goes in, and the first thing he says was, "Oh, apparently he didn't make the bed." Ew. That's all I can say, man. Just like fucking ew. Anyhow.
Oh man. So
ew.
Well, that was, you know, my next note there. But yeah, so they make the little blondie drive, you know, after they have this scene of, I'm not driving, I'm filming, I'm doing this, I ain't driving that thing, you know. So the little blondie has to drive.
Well, come on. It's not like it's a giant freaking RV. It's a Winnebago, like 15 feet long. It's like driving a U-Haul.
Yeah,
don't cry about it.
You know what I liked about this one is that they didn't drag ass like with the montage of driving through the fucking wilderness. Like they really
right, and we didn't get a whole lot of backstory. Like little Blondie's dad used to beat her after she'd lose track meets or shit. You know, we didn't have any backstory to care about. They were compelling enough characters that we didn't want to see them die.
Yeah.
And that's good enough.
Oh man. So they get to where they're gonna park the RV. You find out that they're hiking and gonna camp out.
So why take the RV at all? I thought about that for a minute, dude. I was like, okay, so they're in dude's convertible, all four of them, and apparently all of their shit is in dude's convertible because they drove over to Porno Boy's house to get this friggin' RV to drive out to a place that they just have to get all their shit out of and hike up a fucking trail to unpack anyhow. What the fuck did they need the RV for?
Well, you know, maybe if the
it was in the script,
down,
I guess. It was in the script, I guess. I mean, they needed somewhere. In Act 3, you see here, we need an RV for the kids to hide in. So, anyhow, little plot hole there for a moment. I mean, if I'm going RV camping, I'm going to the KOA that has Wi-Fi. If I'm going roughing it camping, then I'm packing my tent and my sleeping bag and the rest of my shit. Y'all make up your minds.
Right? And so, like, they're hiking in, and, like, they get where, like, they picked an area where they're going to camp. And dude's, like looking, and he just sees this, like, random dead fish. You know, and he, like, zooms in on it, and, like, there's, like, no stream near him or anything. And he's, like, looking around. It's just this big old fish just laying there. I always catch those dumb scenes. I don't know why I'm weird. But anyways, so like the dude starts talking to one of the other guy or whatever, and you get the little scene where the brunette moons the camera. And so they set up camp and they're sitting around, you know, the campfire and shit and talking, and then that's the scene where they get the girls to make out. Oh, so there's that whole scene, and the girl,
that little blonde was down, dude.
They'll make, yeah.
She was down with being dirty. Look, I got news for y'all women out there. Look, don't even ask dudes to make out in front of you because it's not the same thing. Yeah, just don't even think about if you're gonna make out for dudes. If two chicks are gonna make out for dudes to get them all hot and bothered, then just do that. Okay, don't expect two dudes to make out in front of you because that just is not the same thing. Trust me, not even close to being the same thing. Anyhow, she was down with that too. She was just dirty. Anyhow, she didn't deserve what happened to her.
So later. Then after that scene, oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't.
But after that scene, Blondie hears something, and the boyfriend is the guy that's filming the movie, and he runs and like he goes looking or something, right? And then so he comes back like real fast and scares him, and he's wearing like this alien mask and like gloves and shit, and like scares him. But like right at that scene, he takes the mask off, and then they hear something.
Yeah, and what was it? Pterodactyl?
And it's like this hella weird noise.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell it was. Definitely wasn't a Sasquatch, but it definitely wasn't a Sasquatch. But it was a pterodactyl crossed with donkey owners. I don't know.
Well, it was something. It was something, yeah.
And I've heard donkeys make some really effed up noises.
Yes. Yeah, because they were making some weird noises, you know, and I don't know. That's what it sounded like to me. But the next morning, the guy wakes up, right? And, like, he hears a helicopter, but they don't show a helicopter or anything. And, like, they get out and they get to a ridge. And, like, they're like, you know, this, like, scene where they're hiking on this ridge. And then the girls start seeing it first. And they're telling him to come look. And then he comes and he pans the camera in. And he's, like, zooming in. And you just see this, like,
that black
it looked like a bush.
Yeah, it looked like a black smudge. And then all of a sudden, wham! I was like, what the fuck was that?
Just, like, gets up. Like, but, like, and, you know, so like then it like looking. Takes off. Yeah, and so I think the dude that's filming the movie is the guy that fucking went down there looking for it, and like went down there and like couldn't see where it was at or whatever, and anyways, they start hearing noises and shit, like, you know, and the girls freak out, and everyone's mad at the guy filming the movie, and like,
oh yeah, they were being real assholes to the dude. They're like, oh, this movie's being made by a self-pretentious dickhead who only cares about the quality of his movie, not about the lives or the safety of his friends and girlfriend. Yeah, because he's doing all these like little candid. Yeah, they're doing things, survivor moments. They're like getting kicked off the island. You know, they're doing these little one-on-ones with the camera. How do you really feel? Yeah, it was. How do you think Brett feels? Yeah, it was like. I think Brett feels like a douche on a couch. That's what Brett feels like. Blondie, and then it was the brunette, and then like the dude like kept on like coming back in and, you know, like talking shit to the camera or whatever. So like the dude fucking eavesdrops on a conversation. Like he gets out of his tent and he goes over to the next tent and he's like eavesdropping on his homeboy's conversation. He's talking shit about him, I guess. And like he didn't even say nothing. He just got it on tape and walks away, right? And then fucking the next scene, they're sitting around the fire. And, like, you know, like they're taking shots and they're getting drunk.
And then the brunette gets hella drunk, passes out, and they draw dicks on her face. That shit was funny.
I told my boy George, he's over there in England. He had passed out on his couch, and one of his mates was there with him. And I told him, I pulled it right in the comments. I'm like, do me a favor, go draw a wanker on his face for me. So, Georgie boy, if you woke up with a wanker drawn on your face, that was my fault. Don't beat up your cousin.
Yeah, that was a funny scene because, like, after that, like, the whole, like, all that happens for the rest of this night, she has dicks drawn on her face through the whole scene. That was so awesome.
Every time
I'm glad they didn't, like, you know, cut to it, you know, and then it was just magically gone, you know, like.
Oh no,
like
they had to. And you know how many
quick.
times
I'm
they had to
they kept it on there.
Do you know how many times they probably had to draw dicks on her face to get all of those shots that they needed? Oh my God, that thing was probably drawn on her face several days in a row to make sure that they got all the shots they needed with her with dicks on her face. I think that's a hell of a trooper. She wins the Dick on Her Face award for Bigfoot movies for BEW so far.
So
Abby wins the BEW Dick on Her Face award for 2016.
Yeah. So, anyways, they're drawn after they.
I said $50, not sand dollar.
They start hearing noises. They hear noises and growls, and some guy pops up and asks about, like, that
was creepy. Oh my God, dude! Like, yeah. I thought he was homeless at first. I thought, have you seen the Sequoia commercial where they have two roads to choose from? The left one goes up. She wakes up with a skunk. He goes off in the woods to take a crap, and two dirt balls. Well, good morning. It's just, it's just. I thought he was like a homeless guy, like walking up on their camp in the middle of the night. Can I see your camera? Fuck no, you can't see my camera, you dirty vagrant. But then he swings over his fucking shirt.
That he has a gun.
Yeah. Crazy shit. And then you don't want some of this? You put hair on the chest.
Yeah, and then
they keep going back to Dick on Her Face.
Y'all seen a dog? They kept showing that shit, which was making me laugh. But the creepy guy asked about a lost dog. He was looking for a dog around here, shit, but it seemed like a lie, Yeah,
and then he just like assed out down the train,
out of a flask or whatever, and just walks off. All right, good night.
Yeah, that's just creepy as fuck,
dude. Off and shit.
I want to know where that guy's going. Where's that guy's camp? I don't like knowing where mother. Yeah, that's just creepy. Yeah. I don't. You ain't staying.
Nobody was like as creeped out.
Yeah, that's just.
Nobody seemed that really creeped out. Just yet. So
I have come across people in the wild like that and come up on their campfire and announced myself before I walked up. Like, hey, don't shoot. Can I come up to your fire or should I just move on? And if they say move on, then you move the fuck along. But if they say come on up, then you approach like you would a cop with your hands in easy view and smiling. How y'all doing? But you don't just like walk up out of the dark and bust into somebody's camp and just use y'all's fire. Hey, your wife's got a pretty mouth. Can I borrow that for a moment or two? Swing and a miss, strike three.
So you hear screams, and then Blondie, she tells her boyfriend that someone shook the tent, or something shook the tent, and the boyfriend was like a douche about it and shit.
Did you get it on film?
He goes out with the camera, and he's got the camera and he's looking around and he starts coming up on trees. And the first tree said, "What is that?" And it was carved in it, pretty deep. And then the second tree was, "Did you hear that?" And then the third tree was, "Listen." And that's what they were saying in the tent when they were hearing something, I think.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
100% sure, but it was around the fire when they were here. And then the next tent, or what the fuck am I saying? The next scene, the boyfriend, like, he comes back into the tent and he doesn't tell Blondie that he saw those things carved in there.
Right.
Which, you know, like,
That's kind of messed up.
I
Yeah,
don't get it. Why wouldn't you tell someone? Because
because they would want to leave like right the fuck then. I mean, that's like would be it. It would be like if you told, look,
wouldn't
Les,
you?
if you and I, yeah, if you and I were sitting
Wouldn't
in
you
camp
want to leave?
and I'm sitting there around the fire, and you came back and told old Reverend Jeff, hey, you know, we said some things around the fire last night that are carved into trees behind us here. You wouldn't see old Reverend Jeff around the fire for long. You see old Reverend Jeff stuffing his shit in the back of his Jeep, getting the fuck out of there as fast as he could. That's just creepy shit. Yeah, you tell people about that. That's not something. Yeah, no, that's yeah. You don't continue to shoot your documentary. Oh, sorry. Moving right along.
Yeah. No, seriously. But yeah, so they're just sitting by the fire, and then they start hearing these weird screams and shit. And like, then like, you see him. He sets the camera down, and you see him go sit by the fire, and the camera's watching them, like, in the camp at the same time. And then they hear something to the right of them, and they look, and then something hits the camera and knocks the camera over. And the first thing that guy says is, Abby, go get the fucking camera or some shit. It's like, someone just knocked that fucking camera over and you're sending your chick to go get it?
Right,
like,
right.
Get your ass over there yourself.
You go get that motherfucking jackass.
Yeah, so then that guy takes his camera and goes off running or some shit. Or no, the chick still has the camera. She grabs it, and everybody runs for the fucking RV except for the guy that's like making the fucking movie or whatever. And
I gotta check this out.
As they're running, yeah, they hear this like weird fucking scream, and then something like fucking comes after them because you like get that feeling that because you're just hearing shit, you're not seeing anything just yet, and something's like coming through the brush like real fast at you. So they're like booking it to the fucking RV and shit, right? And then like they get into the fucking RV and they like close up and everything, and then something like fucking smacks against the back and then climbs up and jumps on the fucking roof, and then fucking like within 2 seconds of that thing being on the roof, which it should still be fucking up there, you know, unless it flew off, you know, dude shows up at the door and comes in the fucking RV, the guy that fucking didn't run with them before, you know.
And
so
this is a good point.
There's that whole long scene.
Let's give our people the shout outs in the lounge hangout tonight, and we'll see who's hanging out there for the night. Let's see here. Oh, is it B or is it Bay, Lynn? I never get it right. Midnight Hailstorm, Dick Jones, Anna Baz,
Dick
Andy
Jones.
Let's see, Rod Dupree in the place to be.
Place to be.
Dean Cooper, our quasi-theorist, of course. Let's see.
Dino.
That's it. Is that like a sneeze? I'm not sure. He's still hanging out there. Frank Smith, how you doing there, buddy? Dick Jones. Who else is hanging out there? Starshine. Glad to see you. Glad to be around you. Glad you Starshine. Yep. Let's see who else is hanging out in here. Mr. Cameron Young's in the house tonight. Frank Smith. I don't know if I mentioned him or not. I always end up saying that guy's name like 3 or 4 times. I have no friggin' clue. Is it Baylin? B-Lin? I don't know. Somebody give me a phonetic on that one. I don't know. It's B-A. It's B-E-A. It could be like Bo. I don't know. You know, it's very, very
The strange. A is silent.
It's got 2 silent Q's and an adjustable J. I'm not really sure how all that works anymore in English. You know, I've been trying to get my grammar a little better by figuring out where commas go. Life and Times of JCM. That's right. Jim and Moore.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Monterey Bay.
That's right. He's hanging out with us as well. And I think I honestly think if I missed anybody, you better type it in there right now and click enter, because I think I got everybody, including Squatchy Ink's ass, who was hanging out there instead of hanging out with me. Dave Jackson, glad you were around to see us tonight. That is who's hanging out in the Squatchers Lounge live chat podcast night. Jason Gerd, you're so lucky, dude. I almost clicked back already. It's B-Lin. Okay, now we'll remember that. It's B.
I got it right.
It was close. Well, I was thinking it was like Tecumseh there, Andy. That's why I was like, Tesk. Is it Teshk? Is it Tesh? I don't know. Put some phonics in there and maybe we'll figure it out. All right, that's how we're going to get out of the lounge hangout tonight. Back to it, Wes. So we're hanging out in the RV with all these jackasses.
Yes, and they wait for morning to go get their stuff after all that arguing, right? And the next morning, the brunette's like yelling, and she's looking for that Brett dude, and just screaming his name like just fucking loud, and you're just like wanting to fucking smack this lady. She was screaming so much. So they're hiking back down to the campsite, and dude's stuff's gone. His pack's gone. But, like, he's not there. So they pack up, and they're heading back, and Blondie and her boyfriend argue, and then dude, I think, argues with the brunette. And so they get back to the RV, and it's fucked up. And there's, like, leaves and dirt inside, like some fucking tree monster that's covered in fucking dirt and trees went in there and fucking, like, shook himself all over, you know, real quick. They tried to make it look like that fucking RV's been habitated for fucking long ass time, and they were only gone for, like, seriously, I mean, you know, like, what they make it seem is like they hiked for like about 15 minutes. You know? So right, I mean, they weren't that gone that long from the RV, you know? So, like, dude's like freaking out and like yelling and arguing, and then he hears some kind of scream, right? And right after he hears that scream, he sees this like fucking naked guy running in the woods.
Yeah, well, he had
like,
shorts.
Yeah,
on.
I know.
I think he only had on with shorts, but that was he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, I think that was a tan line. I thought that was a tan line or some shit. But he saw some naked guy running far away, and then he finds a boot, dude's boot, and fucking its
foot was still in it.
Got a foot in it still.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was. Dude, that would be like, dude, freaky, man. I mean, I've pulled like deer hooves back thinking it was just like a leg and like a whole bunch of decayed meat came with it, you know, like a whole quarter. It's like, God, I can imagine finding a human foot in the shoe. And it was fresh. I mean, it was like, and it was not a pun fresh. It was like fresh.
Yeah. And so, like, right after that, he pukes, and then he hears a noise, and he finds dude's backpack, like, sitting, like, perfectly straight up, just bloody, you know, like, just blood all over it and shit. And he's running, and he's fucking going back to the RV, and he hands the fucking camera to Blondie. And he's like telling them, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna go get help, you know, and they're like, what the fuck's wrong? He doesn't tell them anything. Like, I just found dude's leg chopped up, and I fucking heard monsters.
And I'm with the girls. You're not leaving us again, asshole. We're not staying here so you can get away.
Yeah.
Fuck that. If you know somewhere to go, we're going with you. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, but no, so dude runs off looking for help, right? And so it gets dark, the girls are by themselves, and like something hits the back of the fucking RV. And like they run to the front and they turn on the fucking rear view camera thing or whatever, and you can see the whole back of the RV, and you see this fucking like, I don't know, like this hairy thing.
I would definitely call it a Sasquatch. I'm sorry. It was moving around more like
I don't know. It was
but
something.
it was definitely a Squatch-like creature.
Yeah, and it was running towards the RV and smashes in and everything. So then fucking they run and out the RV and they're running and they pan down and you get this flashlight of just this like you could tell their intestines and they just follow this string of intestines and get to the boyfriend.
Yeah, they follow the entrails to the boyfriend. There would have been a whole lot more blood, by the way. Entrails just don't fall out in a line like that. And if something had had a piece of the entrail and was running away from the body, because that's the only way that would have actually happened that way, there still would have been a whole lot more blood around the body when they walked up to it. Basically, for it to happen like that, something would have to cut off the friggin' colon way down low and then ran away from the body while still holding the entrails to pull out that much intestine. Because it was 30 feet. I mean, I know your lower intestine can go for a mile and a half or some crap. I don't know. But it was very, very creepy.
It was cool. Yeah, it was awesome. It was and this as I feel you're following this trail of intestine into just a fucking wild ride down a rabbit hole of fucking wildness.
That's when she took the red pill.
Yeah. And from now on, things get fucked up, people. Just prepare for it. Things get fucked up. And, so they're running and they find a tractor and then they find this road. And as they're running, they run into this it's seriously this they're getting into a football field or some shit, and all these fucking lights turn on, right? And you start hearing this voice saying, "Freeze!
You are in a secured area. Do not try to run. Stay put until further instructions are given to you." And then the fucking Bigfoot things show up.
Yeah, they start fucking running at him. Then you see gunshots fucking going off, and everybody's fucking running, right?
And some bitch on the fucking TV telling me not to run. Fuck you, cunt. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I got to go, man. I ain't got time to listen to you. Have you seen these things?
The girls get split up, but then one runs down and hides under this thing, and the other one just pops up right then and there. So they meet up real quick. And so they're hiding for a bit and they turn off the light and they're hearing noises and shit and they turn it on and there's a creature right fucking behind Chick. And so they start fucking running away and
that brown hair girl, for being slightly chunky, was fucking on it, dude. She could haul ass. She could run and run. That girl was woo. She was ready to have
I wouldn't
at
really
it.
consider her chunky though.
I don't know, man.
She wasn't chubby either. She was thick, maybe.
But she wasn't a size 0 like Pixie Girl was.
No, but she wasn't big. I don't think she was.
I ain't call her a fat ass. I didn't think she was a fucking tub of shit. Anyhow.
But anyways, so fucking right after that, they're running and they fucking they end up in this garage and they fucking
stupid shit men talk about movies. I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah, sorry. But so they're running. Not running, but they're in this garage. They try to start this old truck. It doesn't start. So they walk down a path, and next thing you know, they're in a steeple, and there's a horse and shit.
Yeah, it's where the fuck did this stuff come from? It's they called up all their relatives and said, "Hey, we're shooting a movie. Can we use all of your places for locations? Uncle Barry, you have a couple of warehouses. Can we shoot there? Uncle John, you got a stable with a horse, right? Okay, let's write that into the script. Okay." I mean, there was 90 fucking shooting locations that this movie was made across. It's not just one of those movies in the woods where there's just like 5 acres that they're running around. I mean, from the point that this thing turned crazy and she took the red pill, they're covering some distance and locations.
Yeah. And so this is when you get the first like really good look at the hairy creature that's been chasing them. And this is where I start calling it like a wolf monkey. But my interpretation will change throughout, like, because I think I call it something else after. But so that starts chasing them, and they're running. These monsters, okay, they're not very efficient killers because
No, not at all.
Like really, like they don't catch up to you very quick, and when they're really, really close, they're not very like. I don't know.
They're not very bloodthirsty.
Seem to have, yeah. So they find these like houses. They're like in this like housing tract now, and then they start hearing screams, and then the fucking monkey wolf starts running and like attacking them again, and they get into this house, and like they like find this like door, and then the fucking like. There's a monkey wolf in there, and they they fucking like lock that fucking thing in there somewhere, and like I'm telling you, like every room these people walked in, it was like ah, like, it was like something.
It was like a haunted house,
them, right?
Yeah, it was like a haunted house.
Yeah, no, it was like crazy.
They could turn around, something else was scaring them. Yeah, it was.
So then, as that fucking monkey wolf's jumping and trying to attack them, they fucking end up in this like cellar. But then something locks the doors, like lock them in and shit. And they're like in some kind of basement. And then fucking they find some like greasy dude in like a fucking medical gown. And then like he's like, then you see he's like fucking all fucking loony, and he's talking, and he's got, I forget what he had in his fucking hand. What he was carrying something. And he was just like running like all just crazy as shit. But he was carrying something funny, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Man in hospital gown.
Then right after
Zach Fahey. Man on the stairs, which was the guy who was really, really skinny that let out that nasty fucking scream, would have been Andrew Van Horst. And I got news for you, Andrew Van Horst. The moment you left out that first scream, I would have snapped your skinny little fucking neck. You'd have never had the time to scream again. I'm sorry. When I meet people in the first 3 seconds, I decide how you die. So, yeah, you would have screamed at me one fucking time when I first met you, and I'd have snapped your scrawny little fucking neck on the stairs. So, yeah. Dead babies.
Yeah. So they right after that scene of the crazy guy,
What's wrong with you?
some fucking zombies attack and shit. And
yeah, now
like,
we got zombies.
What the fuck?
Zombies are here.
Yeah. So like that was like crazy as fuck, like because then like right after that a soldier fucking comes and saves them, and you get this like kind of feel like he's defecting. He's like, don't fuck up these ladies. Like, look at that blonde. I mean, come on. And so like all of them start running, and then it's like all kinds of monsters are fucking attacking. You're seeing fucking things running at them wearing gas masks. I think I saw a clown.
Yeah, I was wondering when the clowns were coming out. Where everything was represented. For sure,
there was fucking zombies.
It was like a government experimental warehouse or some shit. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And where did we got a special package, precious cargo coming your way. Like they knew these chicks were coming.
Yeah. It was, oh my God. So, yeah, so it's going fucking ballistic, right? Like, all these fucking things are going after him. And they get in this building, and, like, the dude, like, goes up to a laptop, types in some little code in the computer, and then, like, all I noticed that changed was the alarm that was ringing. Like, because the whole time, since the fucking lights turned on those bitches in the first, like, thing when they get on this base, there's a fucking alarm going. So you're hearing this alarm in the background the entire time. The alarm changes after this dude typed in some kind of fucking code. And right after that...
Give me the camera. He snatches the camera from the bitch, walks over, pushes the guy out of the way, puts the camera down on the table, types out something on the computer, and then the bitch picks the camera back up. So why did he take the camera
Yeah.
from her in the first fucking place? It's like, okay, jackass.
And he, yeah, and then fucking So then fucking right after that, fucking they fucking run up into the office, and then they find some fucking chick and she just starts going like, "Oh, I worked here, you know."
That would
like,
be secretary,
and
and her name actually was Risden Roberts. Risden Roberts played secretary. Secretary didn't even have a name. Really? You can't call her Secretary Susie? She doesn't have any lines except, I work here, before horrible things happen to her.
Yeah. So they fucking go in this like fucking room where someone just fucking got a whole bunch of tinfoil and wrapped it around. It's like just tinfoil hanging from the ceiling, kind of just like fucking drifting, like you just see it's not taped down or anything.
Very strange.
Yeah, so they get into this like room that they built with the tinfoil, and they find this like pregnant lady, like, and she's all like strapped up and on this big ass fucking thing. There's blood everywhere, and you see she's like giving birth to like this fucking
something
demon monkey crab fucking thing. And after they see that shit, the soldier I think kills it, and then fucking they all run and shit like that. And this like truck rolls up on them. They're like in this like, they get out of that fucking area, and then they're like in this like big ass airplane hangar looking area, and fucking this truck rolls up with lights. Soldiers get out, start shooting at them.
Oh, this is where it happens.
A grenade. Yeah, someone throws a grenade, and then the fucking secretary gets blown the fuck up, and they just zoom in and show you like her body parts all in different places and shit. Like, it was awesome. And
yeah,
fucking right after that, yeah, the wolf monkey starts fucking attacking, and you start seeing fucking blood everywhere. And this is when Blondie fucking is like trying to talk to the fucking brunette, and I think the brunette's holding the fucking camera at this point.
Yeah, she is. The brunette's holding the camera.
Blondie goes to say something, and just fucking boom!
Her head just fucking, yeah, they blew her head off.
Yeah,
and it was fantastic. So, the close up, the way it ripped off of the friggin' neckline, it was, for a gory movie, it was fantastic. It was a fantastic death.
Yes,
it was an absolutely fantastic death. And her name would have been Ashley. No, Abigail is the blonde, I guess.
Abigail.
Yeah, that would have been Abby. Yeah. She got her head knocked off. Sorry there, sweetheart.
That was Ashley's an awesome scene. Yeah. So then right after that, the fucking soldier dude gets killed, and the brunette runs in and gets in a fucking helicopter. Fucking helicopter comes after that shit, which is fucking crazy. And right after that, they're like fucking, oh yeah, right at the helicopter, the credits start rolling. But if you watch the credits,
it's like another 8 minutes.
Just keeps on going.
The credits start in 8 minutes.
Yeah,
you still got 8 minutes of the movie left, so you have to watch it all the way through the credits to see exactly what happens. But
yeah, and so the credits are, and you're getting little bits, and it's a copter ride, and they're showing, soldiers in fires, firefight, and you see free fire zone. Oh no, yeah, there's this scene where the fucking soldiers are going in, and you hear, "This is a free fire zone, gentlemen," or some shit, and then so they're finding blood, and then you see those big bloody footprints.
Yeah,
and those were the fucking monkey wolf zombie things. And then right at that, speaking of zombies, because zombies attack right at that moment, the soldiers, and then a fucking wolf monkey pops up, and like they from wolf monkey and string it up with fucking chains and shit, and they got it like fucking like, and right after that, like they're fucking, because you got to keep in mind the credits are going, and so you're only getting this little bit, like every like 20 seconds they're showing you a little fucking piece of this story. The fucking hair dude from Ancient Aliens came, and he fucking dropped the little nugget of fucking knowledge on everyone, because then you find out that the fucking monkey fucking wolves were actually fucking monkey alien wolves, because you get the close-up of the fucking monkey alien's face, and it has those big black alien eyes and shit. So you find out all those things were fucking.
It had like
aliens.
a giant asshole for a mouth,
and
too.
So,
it was very disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you hear a scream, and then it's just the end, and like really the credits, I mean, you can't really read the credits, but the little video that they, the little ending credit thing that they do was pretty cool.
The YouTube audio was horrible. I literally had to turn my TV all the way up
to
100 to actually hear what the voices were saying, and everything else was kind of disturbingly loud when I had to do that. But yeah, for the movie, I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up for a first watch and a thumbs up for a rewatch. It's definitely something you could rewatch and enjoy trying to figure out what the fuck happens after they get into that friggin' hospital area with the guy with the hospital gown in his ass hanging out. Something happens at that point to the movie. I really, it was so much going on, I couldn't really follow everything. So I think this is one of those movies that if you watched it several times, you'd probably get more things out of the movie each and every time. What do you think, buddy?
I think you'd have to slow it down like fucking a little bit during the fucking, as soon as the lights turn on and you start hearing that voice thing, just slow it down. Just really pay attention to your scenery, because I don't know what the fuck they were walking through, but it didn't seem military to me.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems experimental of some sort. Out of 1 to 5 squatches, how many squatches you giving it?
4. It was a good movie. It wasn't shitty. They didn't drag anything out. They kept you fucking fast paced with like, what the fuck is going on?
There was no drag talking. Like, there was no drag walking.
Yeah.
There was no douchebag.
The actors weren't.
I wasn't really even rooting for the Bigfoot in this one. I was kind of rooting for the people to make it out.
Yeah, the actors weren't shitty. Everybody fucking knew what they were doing. Like, I'd say fucking watch it, and I'd say watch it again some other time. It was good. And plus, Blondie and the brunette were easy on the eyes for sure.
Oh, yeah, they were definitely.
And if you like fucking monkey wolves,
Hey.
Wolves are fucking your thing, then monkey wolves are what you're going to get in this. You like zombies? It's got zombies. You like crazy hillbillies wearing gas masks? They got that.
You like wackos carrying guns? They got one of them too.
Yeah, they got that. They got soldiers fucking chasing after you.
They got porn RVs.
Fucking, yeah, I saw Howard the Duck, I think, chasing them at one point. It was nuts, dude. It was nuts. And then finding out the fucking mind-boggling thing when you find out it's all alien, and you're like, what? It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I say watch it.
There you go.
Yeah, tear it apart, but fucking watch it. Enjoy
Absolutely. Well, people, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. We enjoyed this one. Evidence from 2012. Definitely give it a watch. The link is out there. If you like it, support the people. Buy the movie. They worked hard on it. They should make some cash on it too. As usual, find us at youtube.com/SLoungePodcast. That's the subscribe channel, people. Find us at facebook.com/groups/SLounge. That will put you in our group for discussion to say hi every week. And find us at our fan page at facebook.com/SLoungePodcast. That's where all the show announcements go up first. Join us Wednesday night for the Squatchers Lounge podcast. We should be returning. Might be Thursday night. I'm not sure. I haven't talked with David. He's been so busy. And another Bigfoot Campfire story is almost finished. The last one's got over 15,000 views on it, people. If you haven't watched it, go watch it and share it again with everybody else because it's still going. Thanks so much. Go to weslosner.com. See what he's got for sale.
Get yourself some art, people.
Get yourself some art, people. And go see him in the valley down there and get some artwork on your body because tattoos are awesome. Okay, we'll see you guys next week for the Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And may the Squatch be with you. There's supposed to be a picture here again, but YouTube just
in your butthole.
Working. In your butthole.
Peace out, folks.
Thanks, everybody, for watching live.
You're going out to Donkey Boners.
Donkey Boners it is.
Donkey Boners. Donkey Boners. Donkey Boners.
You showed up at the end.
Donkey Boners.
I know I said that.
Donkey Boners.
Say it because I
Donkey Boners. Donkey Boners.
said Donkey Boners.